It was a cold morning when John and Alexa returned to their grandmother's house. The sky was dark, and the wind howled softly through the trees. The house stood alone, old and quiet, like it had been waiting. Rain tapped gently on the windows. John pushed the front door open. The air inside was cold. Dust covered everything. They stepped inside. John looked around. Everything was the same as it was last winter, when they had last visited. But something felt different. He set the suitcase near the door. Alexa walked ahead, exploring. John followed her up the stairs. Why does it feel colder inside than outside? It's always like that in old houses. Don't be scared, John. You're not a child anymore. Alexa turned left at the end of the hall. There's a door behind the bookshelf. What? There's something behind it. I think it's a room. Help me move it. Together, they pushed the heavy bookshelf aside. Behind it there was a small wooden door. It was covered in dust. The handle was old and rusty. Should we open it? It's probably just storage. Only one way to find out. Alexa pulled the handle. The door creaked open slowly. A narrow wooden staircase led upward into darkness. Is that the attic? I think so. I didn't know there was an attic. Me neither. Let's go. Wait, let me get a flashlight. John returned with a flashlight. The light flickered as they climbed the stairs. Cobwebs hung from the ceiling. The wood creaked under their feet. At the top was a large attic room. It was filled with boxes, old furniture, and broken lamps. A single small window let in a thin line of gray light. Wow, this place is huge and creepy. John walked toward a covered table. He pulled the cloth off. On the table was a small, leather-bound book. The edges were blackened. The cover was cracked. What's this? Looks like a diary. It's burned. Alexa picked it up. It's warm. Careful. I'm okay. Look, there's writing inside. She opened the first page. John, listen to this. They took my child. They lit the fire. But they cannot burn memory. My name is lost. But I will return when it is spoken. When fire touches blood, I will rise again. Who wrote that? There's no name. Put it back, Alexa. That thing gives me chills. But it's so old. And interesting. Don't take it with you. I won't. That night, the wind grew stronger. Rain fell harder. John sat by the window reading a book. He heard a whisper. Soft. Slow. He turned. No one was there. Then he heard it again. From upstairs. Alexa. He climbed the stairs quietly. The attic door was open. Alexa sat cross-legged in the center of the attic. The diary was open in her lap. Her eyes were closed. Her lips moved slowly. Light calls light. Fire remembers pain. Light calls light. Fire remembers pain. Alexa. She didn't answer. He touched her shoulder. She opened her eyes and looked at him. Oh, hi. What are you doing? I was reading. I think I fell asleep. Come downstairs. Okay. The next morning, John saw red marks on Alexa's fingers. What happened? I don't know. Feels warm, not painful. The book? Maybe. We're leaving tomorrow. Why? This place isn't right. It's just old. I'm serious, Alexa. Something's wrong. Later that day, John checked the attic. The diary was gone. Alexa? Yeah. Where's the book? I don't know. Don't lie. I didn't take it. That night, John couldn't sleep. At 3 a.m., the smoke alarm rang. He jumped up. There was no smoke. He ran to Alexa's room. She was standing by the window. What are you doing? She pointed to the roof. She's up there. Who? The woman from the diary. Go back to bed. She says her name is almost remembered. Alexa, stop it. She wants me to help her remember. She says I'm the key. There's no one there. She's cold. She wants to come home. The next day, John searched online. He looked up the house's history. Nothing. No record of a fire. No woman named in the attic. But the words wouldn't leave his head. Light calls light. Fire remembers pain. That evening, Alexa stayed quiet. She wouldn't eat. She stayed in her room holding the diary. At midnight, John heard footsteps. He went upstairs. Alexa wasn't in her bed. The attic door was open again. He climbed the stairs. The room was dark. Alexa sat in the center, surrounded by candlelight. Alexa, she looked up slowly. Her eyes were not her own. She wants to live again. Who? The one they burned. She says her name is hidden in fire, in blood. Stop this, she says. She says you can help. John stepped closer. Give me the book. She clutched it tighter. It belongs to her now. Who is she? Her name is... Suddenly the candles blew out. Darkness. Cold air filled the room. A whisper echoed. Remember me. Rain had stopped by morning, but the sky was still gray. John stood at the window, staring at the attic door. It was closed now. He hadn't slept. He remembered the whisper, "Remember me," and the way Alexa had looked at him, like a stranger. Downstairs, Alexa was eating cereal. Her fingers were red. The burn marks had returned. John sat across from her. Did you sleep? Yes. You were in the attic. No, I wasn't. I saw you, Alexa. You're remembering wrong. She smiled, but her eyes were dull, distant. Where's the diary? I burned it. No, you didn't. Alexa looked away. It's mine now. It doesn't belong to anyone. It belongs to her. To who? Her name is... She stopped. Her mouth opened like she wanted to speak, but nothing came out. John locked the attic door. He placed a chair under the handle. He had to know what was happening. He opened his laptop. House fire history, Hillview Street. One result. A fire. 1975. A woman named Siri lived in the house. Her baby died in a fire. The town blamed her. They called her a witch. They dragged her to the roof. They burned her alive. John leaned back. His heart was beating fast. Siri. That was her name. He looked toward the ceiling. That night he hid the attic key. Alexa was quiet again. She sat in bed, whispering. Light calls light. Fire remembers pain. He walked away. He couldn't take it anymore. He needed air. He stepped outside. The sky was black. The street was silent. He took a deep breath and smelled something. Smoke. He turned. Flames. The roof. The fire had started. He ran back inside. The hallway was filled with smoke. Mom! Alexa! He coughed, covering his mouth. The attic door was wide open. He climbed up, choking. Alexa! No answer. Flames burst from the corner. He stepped back. Fire crawled across the floor like it was alive. John turned and ran down the stairs. Fire alarms screamed. He kicked open the front door. Outside, neighbors gathered. Sirens approached. John turned to the firemen. My sister's inside. We'll get her out. But the fire wasn't normal. Water hit the roof, but the flames didn't stop. They grew stronger. Red, blue, black. Firefighters shouted. It's not working. It won't go out. John stared. The fire was alive. A firefighter ran back to him. There's something wrong. It's not reacting to water. What do you mean? We've never seen anything like it. Where's my sister? We're trying to reach the attic. Time passed. The fire kept burning. Neighbors whispered. The roof was collapsing. Still no sign of Alexa. John sat on the grass, covered in ash. The diary lay beside him. Burned, but not destroyed. He opened it. More words had appeared. You opened the attic. You spoke the name. Now burn with me. Give her back. Return what was taken. He stared at the words. Then the ink moved. It shifted, formed new lines. She lives because I wait. She is the key. You are the door. John dropped the book. What do you want from us? Wind blew through the fire, and from within it, he heard. I want justice. He stood. I'm going back in. You can't. The structure's not safe. I don't care. My sister's in there. John ran toward the house. A firefighter tried to stop him, but he slipped past. He ran through the smoke. The walls cracked around him. Heat burned his face. He reached the attic stairs. They were on fire, but something let him pass. He climbed, breathless. In the attic, Alexa stood in the center. Unburned. Unharmed. Her hair floated. Eyes glowing. You shouldn't have come. Alexa, she's not here. Give her back. You gave her to me. She's just a child. So was mine. Flames circled the room. John stepped forward. What do you want? To be known. To be remembered. They erased me. Let her go. Take me. Why? Because she's innocent. So was I. I know. You do? Yes. Then speak my name. John paused. He remembered. Siri. The fire roared. The attic exploded in light. Outside, the fire died. Suddenly. All at once. Silence. Firefighters stopped. People gasped. Smoke cleared. The house was gone. But Alexa lay on the lawn, unconscious. John was not there. Hours later, Alexa woke up. She cried for John. They told her what happened. She shook her head. He's not gone. How do you know? Because I can still hear her. Who? Siri. What does she say? She says, thank you. Smoke still hung in the air like a ghost. The house was gone. Only blackened wood and ashes remained. Firemen walked carefully across the wreckage. Alexa sat quietly in a blanket. Her hands shook. Her lips were dry. She had been found alone. John was gone. Everyone said he was dead. But Alexa didn't believe them. She could feel something, like a whisper, under her skin. That night, Alexa stayed at the neighbor's house. But she couldn't sleep. She walked to the window, and there, in the dark garden, she saw someone standing in the ashes. A woman. She was wearing a black dress. Her hair flowed like smoke. Her eyes were fire. Alexa blinked. The woman was gone. The next morning, Alexa returned to the ruins. She walked slowly, barefoot. She stopped in front of what was once the attic. A piece of wood lay half buried in ash. She picked it up. It was the cover of the diary. She turned it over. A message was scratched on the back. Come to where it began. Bring the name. Bring the blood. Alexa closed her eyes. She saw the fire. She saw Siri holding a baby. She saw flames, screams, torches, and John standing between her and the fire, sacrificing everything. That night, Alexa ran. She left the house quietly. No one noticed. She walked through the empty streets, the moon following her. She went to the graveyard behind the town's oldest church. It was quiet, dead quiet. She found the tombstone. Siri accused, condemned, forgotten. There were no flowers, no candles, only dirt. Alexa sat down. She opened the broken diary cover. She cut her finger with a sharp rock. Blood dropped onto the stone. She whispered, Siri. Wind blew, cold and fast. The sky darkened. A shadow moved behind the trees. Alexa stood. I'm here. She took my brother. She wants to return. She wants justice. What do you want, Alexa? To bring him back. Even if it costs you. Yes. Then speak the name. Say it loud. Let the fire hear you. Siri. The ground shook. Flames rose from the grave. Smoke formed a figure. Siri. She stepped forward. Her eyes burned like stars. You remember me. I do. You gave me a voice. You gave me form. Now I will give you truth. Suddenly, Alexa saw it all. The night of the fire. Villagers pulling Siri from her house. Her baby crying. A false accusation. A man blaming her for what he had done. The baby taken. Siri tied to the roof. Fire lit beneath her. She screamed, cursed them. And then, silence. Alexa opened her eyes. Tears ran down her cheeks. You were innocent. They were afraid of me. Because I saw things. I heard whispers. Like I do? Yes. You are like me. Will you bring John back? Would you trade your soul? Yes. Why? Because he gave his for mine. The fire circled them. Then the voice of John echoed through the flames. Alexa, no. She turned. He stood there. Not burned, but not whole. You have to go. I came for you. You can't do this. Yes, I can. Please. I promised I'd protect you. Then let me protect you now. Let me take your place. Siri stepped forward. One must stay. One must go. The curse must end. Alexa looked at John. He smiled. Softly. It's okay. Alexa turned to Siri. Take me. No. John stepped in front of her. Me. They both reached out. Siri looked at them, then smiled, and stepped back into the flames. A blast of fire, light everywhere. Then, silence. Alexa woke up in a hospital bed. The sky was blue outside. The birds were singing. She sat up. Her mom sat beside her, crying. John? Her mom shook her head. They searched. No body.
No trace.
He's gone. Alexa said nothing. She looked out the window. A figure stood across the street. Tall, calm, watching. John. He smiled, and vanished into the sunlight. Years passed. Alexa grew up. She never forgot. She moved far away, became a writer. Her first book? The Fire on the Roof. She donated every penny to rebuild the old house. But this time, it had no attic, no secrets, just warmth and peace.